Hello everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Amanda Ostrander. I am a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and this is Raising A to Z, a place where I talk about everything homeschooling. And recently someone asked me a question, and it was a really good question. I thought I'd answer it right here. I had someone reach out to me on Instagram, and they asked me, what do you do when you wake up and you feel tired and unmotivated, and the thought of homeschooling just makes you want to go, ugh? And that is a great question because that does happen. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. But before I do that, why don't you go down and subscribe and then click the bell. That way you will be notified when I put out another video all about homeschooling. It happens. There are days when you wake up and the thought of homeschooling literally makes you just go, ugh. Because it's just like the last thing you want to do. Sometimes it is just exhaustion. Sometimes you're just tired. Maybe the kids have been sick. Maybe you've been go lately. Maybe you've had 100 things to do. Maybe life is just been too busy for you and like you're just feeling overwhelmed. It happens. There are days where you just don't want to do anything. For example, Easter weekend, like the 2 weeks leading up to Easter, such a struggle. Why? Because we had so much going on. We had like just our regular activities that we have going on that the kids have. But then we also had we were really prepping for our Easter performances. We had 2 performances for the kids choir that I direct. So we were getting ready for that. We also had extra appointments for the kids, some things that come up. We had some annual events that came up. My husband and I did this wing-a-palooza with some friends. We also then had the family aspect of Easter weekend and stuff. So to say we were busy for a solid 2 weeks is an understatement. We were done. And when we came back, I was so after Easter was over, I was so done. Just the thought of homeschooling my kids on Easter Monday or the day after, it was just I felt like I wanted to pull my hair out. And it happened for a lot of reasons. A, we were tired. B, we had just been go. C, the house was a disaster because we just had so many things going on that we fell behind on dishes. We fell behind on laundry. We fell behind on picking things up. We fell behind on all these things because we were not at home. The kids had been sick. We were just overwhelmed and we were tired and we were unmotivated. And so what did I do? Yeah, it happens. It totally happens. And that's okay. So if you're having an unmotivated day all the time, that's something to be worried about. If you wake up every single morning and you're I don't want to do this, then we need to talk about something maybe a little bit more serious, like burnout. Burnout is something totally different. It is an unmotivated day, but times 100. It requires different steps. So what I recommend if you're feeling like this is just you're overwhelmed every single day, you're exhausted every single day, and the idea of homeschooling every single day makes you frustrated and tired, and you didn't feel like that before, it's just kind of all of a sudden or has kind of built, that's burnout. That is something totally different. I have a whole video about that. I'll put it up here. But that is a totally different thing that we can address on a different topic. But if you're talking about you wake up and you're just I'm done for today, what do? You have a couple options on what you can do. Number 1, you can just take a break. There's nothing that says you can't take a break and take a day off and not homeschool your kids today. It's fine. You can totally do that. It's okay. And sometimes that's the best thing you can do. So take a break. Do something that you want to do. Do what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. Read a book, paint your nails. I don't know. Go for a walk. Do what makes you happy. Take the break. Especially if you've been really busy and overwhelmed and tired and sick, your kids might actually enjoy having a bit of time to just also have a little bit of downtime. So take a break. You have all year. You can catch up over the summer. You can do homeschooling on a weekend if you have a place where you need to manage your number of days. But taking a day here and there is not going to be the end of the world. It's not. You can totally 100% take the day and just relax. I've done that. It's glorious. I'm not gonna lie. Do it sometimes. The second thing you can do is reset your space. So for me, I find that as much as I hate doing the cleaning, once the cleaning is done, it really does help mentally and emotionally and prepare me to do something the next day. So rather than just like resting all day, I might take the morning and like kind of hunker down and do a whole bunch of chores. And I might get my kids to do them with me. So then they're getting like this like life skills educational aspect with me. So like maybe we just like tidy up, we pick up, we clean one room, we fold laundry. After Easter, I'm not even gonna lie, our washer and dryer were also broken at the time. So once we had laundry, like I sat down and folded laundry for like, I think it was 4 hours because I had that much laundry to do. 4 hours of just folding laundry. Like, there's nothing wrong with like saying that that's my goal for today is if I get all the laundry done, then that is perfect. Do it. Take the time, reset your space. A clean space also helps like unclutter your mind and unclutter your emotions. And so like you will have a fresh, ability to like tackle school the next day. So yeah, take some time, reset your space, makes a big difference. Number 3, do some self-care. If you have been tired, unmotivated, and overwhelmed, a little bit of self-care can go a long way. And when I'm talking self-care, I'm not talking about like the pretty stuff, like put on a mask or lay in the bath for an hour or paint your toenails. Although I 100% feel way better when my toenails are painted. Don't ask me why. It's just a weird thing that happens in my brain. But anyway, do some self-care. Sometimes that means doing those pretty things. Sometimes it means going for a walk. Sometimes it means making some appointments for yourselves. Sometimes I do a self-care afternoon and I just book like hair, eye doctor, chiropractor, massage therapy, like all of the different appointments that I need to book. I just sit down and just do them one after another. Takes like 45 minutes, but then it's done. Right? Do something like that. That's self-care. Maybe it's making a list of like easy lunches because I hate making lunches. Hate it. Or easy dinners that you can prepare. Maybe it's making a list of, grocery shopping so that you're ready for your next grocery. Like do something that is going to help you tackle something later on in the week or in the month. Something that's going to make you feel better, even if you hate doing it right now. So yeah, do something that makes you happy, but also do something that's going to be actually good for you. You know what I mean? Then the other thing you can do is you can just do one thing. Sometimes the idea of homeschooling is not that you are unmotivated or, tired. It's just that it just feels like so much today. So just do one thing. No one says you have to do music and math and language and social studies and art and all of the lessons every day. You don't. Today you're really tired and you're feeling really unmotivated or really overwhelmed, just pick one lesson. Do one lesson. No one says you can't. It's great. You can do one lesson. You can, sit down and read one chapter out of your novel study and do the worksheets that go with it. You can just say we're just doing one math lesson or whatever ends up being easiest for you. Maybe that's your unit study. I find often doing whatever is like the whole group activity or subjects the easiest. So typically that's going to be our like unit study. We're just going to sit down, do a couple pages out of our unit study, and then we're done. We move on. At least then we did some school. And for some parents, that struggle with the idea of not doing school, at least it checks that thing off in their brain, right? Like you've done school. Maybe you didn't do all the school, but at least you did some school. And so it's checked, and then you can move on and do other things. And then you just pick up where you're left off the next day. Not a big deal. The last thing you can do is set up something that's automatic. So for me, that is my morning basket. So I have a basket. I will put a video up here with my morning basket. But morning basket has been a game changer for me because it's a basket that contains a couple of things I can do that are educational, and it's fairly quick. And I can just pull it out, we do it, and then at least I know we've done something. It's kind of like the do one thing. But because it's right there, I don't really even have to do a lesson. There's no lesson that goes with it. I just, pull out our word study book that's there, open to the day, April 25th, and we read the word that's on April 25th. I open our fun facts book. We read a fun fact. I pull out one of the books we haven't read out of the basket. We read that. It's automatic. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to prep anything. I don't have to put really any brain power into it because it's all just do these 4 things and then we're done. So having something that's kind of like automatic in your schedule and your routine really can be a nice way to like just get the ball rolling. So either A, you have done something, you can like check it off if you're going to move on and do like a rest day or tackle some laundry or whatever. Or maybe it kind of gets you going and kind of starts you off so that maybe you do end up going into school. So yeah, a morning basket or something like that, which is like an automatic thing that happens every day, can be a great thing to kind of, like I said, kickstart your day. So those are my 5 things that I think about when someone says, what do you do when you're unmotivated or exhausted? That's what I do. So I take a rest, I reset my space, I tackle some self-care, I do just one thing, or I just do my automatic thing. Another thing you can do, bonus tip, if you're like, I don't know what to do and I'm just really overwhelmed, ask your kids to explain something to you, something that they know a lot about. Maybe your kids know a lot about Minecraft. Maybe your kids have been working on a project. Ask them to show it to you and explain it to you. You're going to do oral skills. You're going to do explanations. They're going to understand because they have to like, it's a secondary skill to explain it to someone. It like deepens the understanding. It's a great opportunity to have your kids show you what they've done. My kids are like super into making movies right now on their iPad. Sitting down with them and watching what they've made or what they've created and then asking them to explain it and like what they've done and how they did that and why they did that. It's amazing. And it also helps kind of like click in your brain that you are doing a good job because your kids understand these things and they're creating cool things and they're doing stuff even when you don't think they're doing stuff. Right? So it does help your kind of like that fear that you're not doing anything because you can see it, but also it's like educational and helps them as well. So bonus tip, ask them what they're doing or what they've been working on and see what it is. That's what I do when I'm having an unmotivated, overwhelmed, and exhausted day. And I think that we need to give ourselves a little bit of grace. We're not superhumans. We have days where we're more productive than others. And sometimes we just do what we can. And some days we do a heck of a lot more. And some days it's just the bare minimum. And that's okay. It's teaching our kids that it's okay to take rest days. It's okay to take a break because that's what we do. It's good to focus on your physical and mental health too. So that's what I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to see what happens on our house on a regular day or maybe even on an unmotivated day, definitely make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week.